Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. I am starting the show today with one of my new co-hosts who comes to us from Manassas, Virginia, where he was born and has made his home for the last 8 or 9 years down here in Southwest Florida. His name is Michael William O'Mara, and he joins me on the show along with Rob Spiewak today. Oscar, just watching. So nice to have you here, buddy. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
You got a little cold today?
Yeah, sadly.
First day of spring break, Rob Spiewak.
I know, and you know what? It's a wasted cold, man. You get a cold when you get out of school. You're already out of school. What are you doing? I know, it's frustrating. It is frustrating.
Yesterday was a very busy day.
Did you catch the cold at the luau?
It was very cold last night, so...
Yeah, the temperature dropped very rapidly down here, and he had football practice. So he went right from baseball lessons to football practice. He hadn't played baseball in a while.
How's
so
the new bat, by the way? How's the new bat?
Really nice.
But
Good.
what happened yesterday for your first coaching session?
My dad didn't bring the right bat, so...
Because he couldn't find the new bat.
Dad, it was right on the couch.
Well, I didn't
Mike,
know
that's where
that's where you put bats, on the couch.
Exactly.
Is the bat the right place for the couch? Is the couch the right place for the bat? I'm tired too.
I can tell.
It's been a long goddamn week. Excuse my language. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
But anyway, here's the cool thing.
Okay.
How cool is your new baseball coach?
Very cool.
Very cool.
What makes him
And-
cool, Michael?
He played in the MLB and AAA, so...
Wow, is your baseball coach Ed Ott?
No,
No.
not Ed Ott, but
Is it Ron
really,
Say?
Rob knows only like 4 baseball players, so he likes to share them. That's
Yeah.
what he likes to
It
do.
could be, I know who it is, Mike. His coach is Fred Lynn.
Freddie Lynn. All right, give me one more obscure baseball player.
One
Not
more-
obscure, major star for
No,
the
certainly
Boston
not
Red
an
Sox.
obscure. UL Washington.
What was the all right, since we're doing this,
Yeah.
what was the main thing UL Washington did that he was known for?
He was a sidearmed pitcher, wasn't he?
No, you are incorrect.
I'm
Where's the
sorry.
buzzer?
I'm sorry about
You know what
that.
his thing was? He had a toothpick.
Oh, okay.
Mac, are you able to bring up pictures today?
I am not. I'm working with bare bones here.
Hey,
Yeah.
no, Mike.
Which tells me the move is going shitty, right?
No, it's going on schedule.
Oh,
but-
it is.
Yes, it's going fine.
Oh,
It's
well,
just-
that's not fine for my show.
Mike, no one's calling. So, Mac, perhaps a little less joy when you say I am
Actually,
not.
give me a sec. I actually might be able to do pictures. Give me a
Well,
sec.
if you do, and during this discussion, I believe if you were to retrieve a photograph of UL Washington, now I am absolutely working on memory here. He's a baseball player, Michael. If you brought up a picture of UL Washington,
Yeah.
UL Washington would probably have a toothpick in his mouth. And I think at one time or another, my dad may have said to me, "That's a pretty dangerous thing." Running those bases with a toothpick in your mouth. People are going to get hurt.
Who was a sidearmed pitcher that from that same era? I don't know why I associate
Chad Bradford.
That might be who I'm thinking of.
If you've seen the movie Moneyball,
Yeah.
so the guy I think is they called him a submariner, which they would throw us Dan Quisenberry.
That's
I think
the
was
guy. That's the guy I'm thinking of.
Dan
Yeah.
Quisenberry,
DQ.
probably on the Kansas City Chiefs as well.
I believe. The Royals.
The Royals, Kansas City Royals. Yes, I believe UL Washington and Dan Quisenberry on the same team. If I'm not
Yes.
mistaken. But
Along with
meanwhile,
George Brett.
back to we'll just call him Coach Dave.
Okay.
And Michael in the backyard the other day was throwing catch with me, and I noticed that he was popping his fastball in pretty well. Not fastball. We were just playing catch, and he was throwing with pretty decent velocity. And I said, did you ever, he's always wanted to be a catcher, played a little shortstop, played a little third base. But then he said, I said, would you be interested in doing some pitching? You like to try it out? And I said, that's progress, Mac. I like that. And there he is.
That's awesome.
Michael McIntosh for making my day.
There you go.
You see the toothpick, Michael?
Yes.
There he is. That is UL Washington.
And
right
you can
there.
see the way the Royals used to pack the stadium.
Rob, it was probably long before the fans got there.
I know, but I like to think of it like that.
That's
Then the
awesome.
Royals had waterfalls in the outfield. It was cool.
I think they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I love your cursory knowledge of sport. I love that. You know that it's waterfalls out there in center field. So getting back to Michael's coach.
Yeah, Coach Dave.
After we said, give it a try. But I said, I'm not a pitcher. I never have been. And I don't know the fundamentals of pitching. So I think you need to get somebody who knows. The great thing, I'll tell you, Rob, really, there are a lot of things I pick on with Florida.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you this. As far as having a young man, my beloved son,
Yes.
in sports, with his cold or without, he is sports are so accessible down here.
Yeah.
That he
And
went
all year
from-
round, no?
Well, he went from a little business over here where they have batting cages, pitching mounds, and it's a practice facility for baseball, to getting his first pitching lesson from a major league pitcher,
God, that's great.
to an hour later running out to the field to play Pop Warner football. And he was exhausted, and he warned me that he was. I said, you have to go to practice anyway, and then he got sick. So
Yeah.
it's my fault.
Well, no, it's not your fault. You didn't know the bat was on the couch.
But my football practice was something.
The linebacker, and then he moved him up to edge rusher. And I could hear the crunch from the sidelines when he made contact with the running back that he tackled, dead on the run.
That's
And he
great.
made multiple tackles. The coaches were thrilled with his performance last night, and he had a great time doing it, right?
Yeah.
You know,
And-
your buddy, my son, Robert III, he was a basketball player for a while in high school, and he excelled at fouling out. That was his greatest skill.
No, stop that. Did he ever get a hit?
No, he played basketball.
Oh, fouling out like not foul ball out.
Yeah.
No, he would
Fouling
foul.
out a basketball game.
Yeah, he has his mother's temper.
How tall is he now? Your son?
6'5".
Rob's son is 6'5". Isn't that cool?
I'll see him tonight, and when I hug him, Michael, I'll have to hug him like this. I have to reach out. Because, I'm not a short guy. I'm a pretty tall guy.
You
and
say that, but
Well, I know it's true. I mean, the statistics bear out.
What's
I'm
that
6'2".
about? What's that you say that? Are you giving him a hard time?
maybe.
This is your godfather here, buddy. This is your godfather here,
Yeah.
Rob is allowed to give me a hard time. I'm allowed to give Rob. You can't waltz in here and treat my friends with rudity. That can't be done.
Especially, I mean, I was trying to be nice.
This man has provided you with birthday and Christmas gifts for most of your formative years. by the way.
Exactly. And
let
if you do good today, I'm going to send you a Donald Trump Bible.
Hey, how about that? You want one of those? No? Okay.
No.
So,
No, but it's weird because I'm a fairly tall guy, and I'm unaccustomed to being around someone who is significantly taller than me.
would you like to say hi to Mike McIntosh?
Hello, Matt.
Hey, Michael. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Have you watched the new Skibbity Toilets? No. I made him
Come on,
cringe.
pick it up a
I
little
made
bit.
him
Pick it up.
cringe.
You've watched Skibbity Toilets, haven't you?
Why are you?
Oh, are you really that sick that you can't perform today?
No. Why?
What? What is
It's
it?
so old and nobody watches
Oh,
it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so
To be fair,
random.
I'm-
Mac, he's calling you out on being 30.
That's so random.
I'm trying to
That's
be
so
hip
random.
with the kids.
It's great. Mac is
Give
old
Mac-
and
give
I'm
Mac-
short.
Mac would be the closest in age of our group to you, so give him some other online
Yeah.
content that you enjoy that he might know. Ask him if he knows it. Wow.
Listen.
You are failing miserably on my show
I'm
today.
sorry.
You can do anything on this show. It doesn't matter.
I haven't heard Mike say that since he said it to me.
Wow. It was years ago.
I don't know. There's
Do you
no
want to talk
trends.
about anything today? You usually have the gift
Yeah.
of gab. You're not feeling well, right? Are you nervous?
No, I'm just not feeling well.
Do you want to take a powder? Do you want to come on another time when you're more lively? Or what do you want to do? How do you like the chances for the Giants improving their team in the draft?
Well, with the 6th, they might trade up. I've heard rumors to like the 4th or the 3rd.
And who would they want to get if they got the 4th or 3rd draft pick in the
A
first round?
quarterback, most likely.
And
But
what quarterback do you think it might be?
Jaden Daniels.
Of LSU, Louisiana
Yeah.
State University?
Yes.
Can you talk
How did
closer
the
to
experiment?
microphone?
I
Yeah.
got to ask you a question, Michael. How did the experiment work with a quarterback that lived at home with his mom? Did that pay off for the Giants?
You remember who that was? Who was the quarterback for the Giants?
Tommy DeVito.
Yeah.
Hey, he's a good boy.
Tommy DeVito. Oh, you sound sick, buddy. I'm sorry. You can lie in bed all day today. It doesn't matter.
I know.
All right? You're going to be a
But-
latchkey kid today. Just lock the doors and don't let strangers
And you're
in.
in Florida. Drink some orange juice. The vitamin C is good for you.
Do we have orange juice?
Yeah,
in the
we do
house?
have- we
Mommy
have a
got
full
it yesterday.
thing.
That's
Yeah.
good. Well,
Good.
Mommy's out working out right now. Anything about the Giants you want to add, or anything you want to talk about?
But Devin Singletary, our running backs, probably gonna have a good season. Came from the Texans, had a pretty good season last year.
Mm-hmm.
But with all that, we have Deontay Banks, who's a pretty solid. Last year was a solid rookie cornerback,
Mm-hmm.
and we got rid of Xavier. We got.
You're doing. You know what? I love this kid because he's trying so hard.
He is,
and he's
he
a
is.
trooper. And you know what? Hey, I have a question for Mac. Mac, so you gave a really nice review to the movie Dune 2.
Yeah.
That is correct. Yes.
Do you think Michael and I might enjoy that? Because if so, if it's at all possible, I'd love to go to Dune 2 with him next week.
Yeah, I think it would be okay.
You think it'd be
It's
okay?
there's a little bit of gruesomeness in it, but I don't think
But
it's
it's
too
isn't it
blatant.
horribly long?
It is very long. That is true.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't mind long, right? If it's a good movie.
Well, if it's a good movie, I don't.
I was
care.
thinking more about Mike's patience.
Do you want to go see Dune 2 with me next week?
Yeah, we watched Dune 1 together.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I think that'd be cool, wouldn't it?
But remember the movie Napoleon that was so long, but so oh Lord,
Oh Lord!
Dad, I know what you're.
All right, I'm
thinking
gonna let
about.
this happen.
I know what you're thinking about.
You know what I'm thinking about.
Dad. No,
You know
no,
what I'm
no,
thinking
no,
about.
no.
You know,
No,
in
no, no,
Napoleon,
Yes.
in Napoleon, there's a very quick edit that goes from like a battle scene
No, don't.
to Napoleon,
Don't.
Yeah.
and you know what was happening. You saw
Spoiler
it.
alert.
I couldn't cover your eyes. You couldn't look away.
What was he doing?
He was
It is
making bacon.
Absolutely. I can't.
Okay, very
with
good.
himself
No.
or with a lady?
With the lady Josephine, his,
Oh, okay.
the famous Josephine.
Yeah, of
All right,
course.
anything you'd like to say because I'm going to let you go because I know you are.
Yeah, and you went
feeling
all
under
through
the
that
weather.
analysis of the Giants. No mention of special teams. What do you think about that?
Special teams, special plays, special players.
That's a football line. That's from his
love it.
coaches.
I
Say
love
it
it.
again. Say
No,
it.
that's from Sketch.
Oh, it's what's Sketch?
You don't know who Sketch is?
Mac, do you know who Sketch is?
Never heard of it.
Okay. What's Sketch, bud?
It's just a YouTuber. A very popular streamer who's going kind of viral right now.
Okay. So what's it? Special
That's why we've
teams?
all heard of him.
Yeah. And special teams, special plays, special players.
Okay, I got it.
And
Okay.
but special teams, Graham Gano is coming back.
Yeah, field goal kicker for the Giants.
Ah, good. Yeah, I've heard of him.
And
I've met him.
you have
Yeah, hung out with him on the United States Sequoia, the presidential yacht.
actually.
No
Yes, I
kidding.
did. Yes, I did. Yeah, at Marticio, my buddy Marticio, mutual friend. So it was wonderful.
That's really cool.
Very cool. I know.
Um,
I'm a cool dad.
But special teams,
Sure
Doesn't-
you are.
Sure you are.
the Giants' special teams doesn't really matter. Oh, but now that I think of this, special teams is going to matter a lot more the next season because the new kickoff rule
Yes.
Right.
and about most kicks are going to land in the return zones, so special teams is going to matter a lot.
Would you like to stop talking about football and leave us with one joke? Do you have one joke you could tell? Now this is the bonus show, so we can test boundaries a little bit.
You are the best dad.
Is there
Well,
is there any?
I'm trying to remember because I'm so tired.
Yeah, I know you are, sweetheart. I know, and you worked your ass off yesterday, and I'm happy about that. Sorry, I shouldn't say those words, but I don't talk to him like a normal father-son.
No,
I
it's- once
talk to him
again-
like a dude.
You're a cool dad.
I'm a cool.
I'm trying
thank
to
you.
remember what's his.
I'm a cool dad.
Hey, I don't know about that.
No, nothing pulling today.
Um,
It's a shame. It's really one of your weakest appearances on the show, but that's
Dad, shut up.
no joke.
Hey, Michael.
Stupid joke. How about a stupid joke?
I don't have any.
If you have one, go into your room, find one, come back and tell us.
And let me offer this before you go, Michael. You'll eat it rare.
Yes.
From Mommy Dearest.
How about my boy?
That's it.
How about my boy?
I
All right,
love
love
it.
you.
I love it.
Go back and are you playing Madden?
Yeah.
Go back and have fun.
All right. Love
Your day
you.
off.
Thank you.
No practice, no coaching, no. Oh, you do have piano today.
Yay.
I might try to get you to slide on that. Go ahead. Get out of here.
I
No, I
can't
don't want you to
do-
rank on piano. Not in this studio.
See you, duties.
See you later. Dude.
See you duties.
This is the
That's
love
a
of my
that's a
life.
variant. Yeah.
There's my favorite human being in the world right there.
I think you did fine, Mike. It's kind of like having Oscar here.
Yes, it's wonderful. Yeah, same eating habits.
Same energy.
The way it goes. So, Mac, are you with us? Can I ask you some questions?
And Mike, can
Yes.
you correct your shot, please?
Oh, thank you very much. Time for me to watch this. Hey, back in the trailer, can you zoom in on me? Thank you so much. I appreciate
Beautiful.
that. Question, Mac.
Yes.
About our boy. Haven't heard from him. Just want to check his state of mind. How is he doing?
A little manic. There's a lot going on, but he's okay.
He's okay. All right. And the move is at Podville, moving from one place to two other places, right?
Yes.
And where is TMOS going to originate? In Potomac, Maryland?
Yes.
Okay. Is that
Very good.
me being? Did I say too much?
I don't think so.
Okay, because
I don't know.
The great one.
yeah. All right. So he's okay.
Yeah, he's fine.
Have
I
you
mean,
gotten
he's-
yelled at all?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, really?
course.
Would you like to just describe one moment?
Uh,
Come on.
I was in here editing this show, and he came in with his hand on his watch. It was like, "What's going on?" Just because,
like pointing to his watch.
pointing to his watch, and he's like,
Yeah, we
"What's
taped
going
the show at 8 a.m. yesterday, or 8:30 a.m., and the bonus show posted what at midnight.
No, Mike. What? Yesterday
show?
we had a late start, as you recall. Yesterday.
That's right. We taped at 11, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. So what happened when he came in?
Oh, I mean, he was just like in here. I was like, "What's taking so long? I need to do other stuff," and then set me out in the car to drive a bunch of stuff over.
Sent him out in the car.
The van, the Vaughn.
Is it a rented van?
Yes, we have a rented van.
Nice
that
van?
The only two people who can drive it is a nice van, but the only two people who can drive it is Oscar and me.
Okay. Now, why is that? Why can't no one else drive the van?
Because I was there the
Mike.
day
Oh, you're on the.
I'm on the insurance. Yeah.
You're on the insurance.
Yeah, I couldn't drive it either.
So the new facilities, how are they taking shape?
They are good. I mean, it's still pretty empty. We've got a few tables and desks, but like the big move I think is happening today, where like almost everything's going over.
Everything must go.
Yeah.
Sunday.
But it's going. We just gotta
Oh, you
finish.
sound tired too. I don't know who sounds more tired, you or my son.
I've been tired this whole week.
I know, yeah. You know, and I almost told the dad joke that I told yesterday in front of my son, but I didn't want to do that.
I
think
told
that's-
that
I
joke
didn't
to
think that-
Carrie, and it got a strong laugh.
Did she enjoy it?
She did.
It's a funny joke.
It's good.
When I saw the viral video of it, it was the dad on the couch being told by the son, and the dad laughs out loud. It was
Yeah.
spectacular.
Yeah.
And then today, all right, Mac, thank you. You're dismissed. But I have to
Don't say
this.
that. He'll go home.
Rob.
Yes.
You know what? On bonus show days, Rob does the show prep.
Yeah.
And we don't have we're commercial free. And we don't have a round table. So a large chunk of what I do is not required. So I tend to drift a little bit before the show. And I'm watching I'm in the middle of watching on YouTube they have these mini documentaries.
Mhm.
And oh my God. This is the creepiest documentary that I'm watching. I can't tell you where I got it. Can't tell you where it is. I'm sorry for that. I'm going to try to finish it when I get off the air this
What is
morning.
the topic?
The topic is this dude out in Grand Junction, Colorado. I have
Yeah.
no idea when this happened. Probably sometime after 2019 or something like that. This kid, 19-year-old kid, the mother goes into his room, finds a human head in his closet. And this kid is ultimately Dahmer-esque. like ridiculously Dahmer-esque.
And no one saw it coming?
They find the kid out, and I'm watching this, and it almost takes me out of the whole mindset of doing a show. It was that disturbing. They find the kid down by a boat ramp near the Colorado River.
Yeah.
I think it's the Colorado River. And the car is submerged. And he said, he just was down by the river. And the excuse the kid gives is to the cops, which they buy because the kid appears to be so innocent, is that he just needed some time to get into his own head and meditate. And then he couldn't get the car back up the ramp. He got stuck, and the car ended up going into the river. But they
Forgive
said,
me. I
yes.
think you may have said, how old is this kid? The innocent
19.
kid? Oh, 19. Okay, so he's by all indications, he's a grown up.
But not quite right.
Okay, well, I wouldn't expect him to be.
And the car was backed up into the ramp. So the car was ass end down towards the river. And then anyway, they're hauling it out. They send the kid home. They completely buy the parents. It's so legit. They send him home. As they're pulling the car out, the cop notices blood all over the trunk and over the license plate, like streaming blood. With that. To make a long story short, they end up going to this. They have meanwhile a homeless person goes missing, but he's a very well liked and well known homeless person around the city, the town. And to make a long story short, they end up going to this kid's house again. And they said, your mother found something in your bedroom. Would you like to say what it was? And he goes, a human head. And he cops to it. And right now I'm in the interrogation process, and he's describing what he did, and it is as chilling just to think that some little douche would run off and do something. So I have no idea where it's going to end up. But that is not, for you young broadcasters out there, that is not what I would recommend diving into right before you're going to come in and go, hey.
But it is, Mike, it is a good thing to watch on Good Friday.
Yes, it is. And by the way, my mom, the devout Catholic mom, God rest her soul, would say, and at some point on every Good Friday, it'll get completely dark because of the cloud cover. That was my mom. Oh, isn't she sweet? That was her thing. That was her thing. This Easter is really going to be a non-day for us. We're not going to be doing a whole hell of a lot.
Does that sad you? Does it make you sad?
Does that sad me?
Does that sadden you? I was trying to think if sadden is a word. I guess
no,
not.
it is not.
Mike,
no, it is not. Maggie.
Does that make you sod?
No. I didn't ever think of it as that big a holiday anyway. I have great moments that in my community when I was growing up, I found one of the golden eggs one time, and I won a Parcheesi game.
Wasn't it in Mr. Ram's pocket?
No, it was in the Mr. Ram. How do you remember that name?
Well, it's Chaz Dad.
It was it was in the knot of a tree.
Ah, that's good.
And I was a little kid, and I found it, and it was really special.
That is excellent.
It was silver egg, gold egg, and the most eggs would win the Easter egg, and it was down at our community pool that we had, Orchard Hill Pool Club. Which, once again, growing up, I didn't think of it that I was in a muni pool. I didn't think of it that way. It was a little community pool club that we had right down at the bottom of the hill, Orchard Hill. And I had swim lessons there. I had swim team there. It was fantastic. I loved growing. My childhood was wonderful. I really did like it.
I have something I'd like to tell you about Easter, but before that, when I was, when we have a holiday coming up, I go mining into my my audio library to see what I can find.
Yes.
And I think we only ran this once or twice. And you got to know our shopping center is still open if you go to our website. If you want to purchase things through Walmart or any of our fine partners, it's still there. And this is a promo, an Easter promo that we wrote for our shopping center. And I think you'll enjoy it as I did because I had no recollection of it. And Mike, you really shine here.
Hello und guten Tag. This is Arnold, and I wanted to talk to you about Ostertag, or as you call it here in Das USA, Easter. As you know, it's all about the big rabbit with the eggs of color, the beans of jelly, and sweets for the Kinder. But did you know that Das Bunny first came to America with the German immigrants in the 1700s? His name was Ashtahoss, and he knew how to lay eggs in the things and stuff with the children. They'd make the nests and hope that the Ashtahoss would lay the eggs there, because all children love eggs. Of course, nowadays, gummies. Easter involves the baskets and the grass and mouse pack peeps and chocolate bunny and the gummies. You can buy them all at the shopping center at MikeO'MaraShow.com. That's where I buy my Easter bonnet and the fancy hose. I want to look my best for Osterhaus. Long live the rabbit. Dankeschön and auf Wiedersehen.
My
Arnold.
favorite thing that is that I gave you the German word for marshmallow, and it's just glossed over.
Ja, jawohl. That's it.
Osterhaus. But I
so-
wanted to tell you about Easter egg hunts. When my grandfather, Big Daddy, was alive, and we really did have all the family over for Easter, and it got to be like, when we do it, it'd be like 50 people in a not very big house, and he would organize, he loved it, the biggest Easter egg hunt outside around his backyard. He had a great backyard, and it wasn't just finding eggs. He would come up with rules that were fantastic, like no running. You had your first
On
egg.
Easter?
Yes.
For
And
the Easter egg hunt?
Yeah, and we'd all set our little, and there was too many people to have baskets, so we also
No
had to-
running.
we had to
What
supplement.
do you mean it was
with-
too many people to have baskets?
I mean, Mike, if you have 50 people and you're hosting, you can't have 50 baskets. Where are you going to keep
You
them?
can if you tell the parents to bring their kids a basket.
Mike, the parents were the ones who were participating with the most. The
Oh,
most,
these are when the kids were little.
Yeah, there were little kids, but I mean, this is when I'm up until I was like 17, 18 years old. So we would.
You would do the Easter egg hunt?
Yes, all the grown-ups did it. And because it was grown-ups, we had to have rules to make it, beyond just the standard hunt. So these are some of the rules I remember. You couldn't run, and my Uncle Dana would videotape, and we'd have instant replays and penalize people after the fact if they were caught running. The first egg you had to find was blue, and he would.
All right, wait, hold on.
purposely-
Slow down because I want to
Okay.
understand this. So
Okay.
you're saying that you would be rewarded on a colored egg basis? Like you'd have a certain color, whoever finds it first? Is that how it worked?
No, because, we're hiding probably, and I can remember hiding with him probably 15, 16 dozen eggs because we had so many people.
Real ones?
Yeah, and plastic ones, but mostly real. Wow. And so we
Labor
dyed them.
intensive.
But it got to be a real thing. So one rule one year was the first egg you found had to be blue. And because he's crafty, he would hide all the blue eggs really far away. So you'd go out there and you'd see yellow ones, pink ones, plastic ones. But the blue ones are like
All right,
way
so
at
when
the edge.
I don't know why I'm into this, but I happen to be. So if you're
Okay.
going out and the first egg, if you see pink, blue, red, you don't pick those because you got to get a blue one.
It's of no use to you. And we have videotape to see if you cheat.
So you're videotaping? Jesus, this
And
is
it was
like this.
that was
this
the
paints a
greatest.
picture.
This was
And
the greatest.
So when you get the blue egg, I don't know.
Yeah.
Does that? Then you
you're
can
free.
move on to the next.
Then you can move on to all the
All
then
the
it-
eggs.
Yeah, and then it started out as I remember. There were rewards for the most eggs overall,
Okay.
and then also a reward. He would every year pick a certain color, like if you have the most yellow eggs or something like that. One year he did plastic eggs that would have jelly beans or 50 cents in them or whatever, but one of them was half one color and half the other, and you
So
got
I
a
would
special
imagine
prize if you
this
found
made
that.
the holiday something really special.
It was
right?
great. But Mike, it got so he wanted to really throw a curveball. So he started dyeing the eggs with letters on them. And then you had to spell things to get a prize.
This is your grandfather.
My grandfather, Big Daddy, the guy I
So
lived
you
with,
get
yeah.
your love of games from him.
Oh, he adored stuff like this.
Okay. All right.
And so
All right.
the thing is then he would announce the words, and I would sit down with him. We'd try to think of really like Easter related terms, and then we just went egg. So like if you spelled omelet, you would win a big Easter basket.
And how many prizes were available for
Like
this?
5. I think he spelled Easter, bunny, rabbit. There were different words every year.
And
But
what was the average age of participants?
I would say the median age was 35.
Really? This is a grown-up Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, but I mean, all the kids were allowed to participate as well. But I mean, his kids were, he had 8 children.
Right.
And so they would all be there with their spouses. And then me, I was only 10 years younger than his youngest. And then there was all the kids that came with the other families. And there was a
But let me just stop you right there.
Please.
For the little bitties that are participating,
they had
in
no
this,
chance. No chance.
No one cared. This was an Easter egg hunt for adults.
It wasn't for the kids.
It was for grown-ups, but I mean, how fun.
It was great.
But you set it up, and that had to make it even more complicated. I know your only goal is to make it unwinnable, like you've always done with games.
Mike, I was simply his soldier. I would follow his
So you
rules.
didn't participate if you hid the eggs?
No. I would help hide the eggs and then sort of, I guess, work as a proctor over the activity. The fun part was after he announced the prizes, there was a 4-minute exchange period where you could broker deals and try to get other letters from other people and stuff like that. And you weren't allowed to open plastic eggs, but you could shake them. Now, if you shook them and you heard chink, 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 you know there's some change in it, or rattle, 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 you know there's jelly beans in it. But if you shook it and it was not making any noise, it could have folding money, paper money in it, or it could be empty. So the eggs were not only closed.
All right, how much did you participate in the rules of
none.
This game?
Absolutely none.
This was your grandfather. This was Big Daddy all the way.
All the way.
That's
now,
awesome.
not to say I'm not influenced by it.
Right.
But I still have on file, or my mom does, his rules. And he would...
I mean, your mom's childhood sounds like... I mean, he was a tough guy, right? I mean, he was a little prickly, wasn't he, at certain points?
He could be, but I mean, he was...
Was he a disciplinarian with the kids at home?
Just Sam. Sam was a bad kid.
So Sam... But growing up, it sounds like your mom might have had a really cool childhood.
Oh, the best. The best.
Okay.
Well, I mean, think
right.
about it. He was a salesman. He was well liked in his community. He helped so many people out with his
in the
legendary-
furniture business.
Yeah, his loose financing terms at the furniture store. He was beloved at his church, where he was a very involved member. And he, between the vegetable stand that we had and selling Christmas trees in the winter, he was really a pillar of that community.
That's cool.
And he was beloved. But for our family, he would go really over the top to do this, and to see true grown-ups, 40-year-old people going in and saying, well, I'll give you 2 yellow eggs for your letter E, or I need an O, I need an O.
What a memory. I mean, you have officially blown me out of the water for Easter, because as you're talking about this, of course, I'm thinking about my childhood and Easter memories that I have. And my memory, I came from my sister and I and my 5 cousins. That was the gist of the kids in our family. And inevitably, Easter for me was church in the morning and then driving down.
We had to do that.
The thing about Easter Sunday, it was a regular Sunday with a schedule for years and years and years and years.
That's
the
fun.
Catholic O'Mara family would go to Mass on Sunday morning, followed by driving down to New Haven, 40 minutes down, to see the spinster aunts that raised my dad, because he lost his mother at a very young age.
Would your mom and or dad complain about how crowded church was on Easter because of the Easter Catholics?
Routinely. The term Easter Catholics was, hemmed and hawed about, because we were regulars.
Yeah.
We were regulars. And we'd make the drive down there. But finish your story about the eggs, because that's just very, very cool.
So, we'd gather them up, and then towards the end, when he was still in the health to do it, but everyone was getting older, one of the biggest rules was no collusion. Meaning that families, like, say, if it was Carrie and me and the 2 kids, we couldn't. And there was 1 or 2 Easters when the kids were old enough to find some eggs that you couldn't, like, pool your eggs as a family.
Oh, I have another question.
Yes, please.
When you talk about all these rules,
yes,
I bet he was a stickler, wasn't he? I bet was there any tension among the siblings about the game, because no, you got the wrong. Was there any of that
there was
on?
that, and also there was my Uncle Sam would always, just to needle him.
Hope you thanked him for me.
What, my Uncle Sam?
Uncle Sam for all the good he did.
Well, he wanted you. That's
Yes.
what he said. But
That's
Sam
everybody
would
doesn't know
needle.
that. I can't help you.
Sam would needle during the reading of the rules, and if you think about it, this
Like
is
Sam would say things to your grandfather
like question stuff that didn't need to be questioned or make him repeat things
just
Now-
to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Now you described the house you grew up in as a cape, and that's
Center chimney cape is what
and
it was
that's
called.
essentially what his house was.
Okay.
Not big enough for 8 children, and
Right.
certainly not big enough for 50 people. Our last Christmas in that house was 63 people.
And that's a little crowded.
That's more than a little crowded. So if you have
Right.
like 45 or 50 for Easter, it is jammed. So
Okay.
Big Daddy would climb up the stairs, like 5 stairs, so he's almost like in a speaking position. And he would read the rules, and he'd say, the first egg you have to find is a blue egg. And Sam would say, wait. So if I get a green egg first, that's not right. And he'd say, shut up, Sam. But it was just,
This sounds. Have you ever told this story about
I don't think I have. I don't
So
think I
cool.
have.
So much
And then
fun.
we would do the hunt, and then we would come in and do everything, review the tapes to see who cheated. And there were no real penalties for the cheating. We might grab an egg or something, but mostly as people were mocked. Now, the biggest cheater was my Uncle Philip, because
Another furniture salesman.
he likes to win, and he likes to be the best, and he likes to do things fast. He was the fastest strawberry picker. He always sold the most Christmas trees, and he always could be caught running. He would start out with a fast walk, but then it would morph into a run.
This is funny. I know. I met him. I bought furniture from him.
He's so cool. He's living in North Carolina now, and he's doing great. No longer running, I don't think.
Okay.
And then we'd distribute the prizes. You'd spell your words. You'd get your baskets. There'd be, of course, accusations of collusion, but everyone left happy. And then we'd have ham and potato salad.
Wow, that's a good one. That's a really. You talk about your grandfather. How long did your maternal grandmother live?
She passed when I was, I believe, a sophomore in college.
Okay, so you
I was-
got to know her as well.
My God, I was at her side when she passed. I was.
Did
holding her hand.
did she get into the whole spirit of that type of stuff too?
She was a kid at heart.
Okay, all right.
I mean, as much as someone could be
That's neat.
after raising 8 children, one of her famous lines, and it was brought up at her funeral, was if she was doing something and some of the kids ran up and said, like my mom perhaps, Sharon, would run up and say, Philip's hurt. And she said, is there blood? Because if there's not blood, I can't be troubled right now. She really just ran a household with 8 kids.
Yeah,
and
yeah, that'd be
and
tough.
I can't imagine, and over a span of about 20 years. And then, I came along, and I was essentially the 9th kid because I was so close in age. I grew up in that house too. But she would do things like, both she and my grandfather would set off an occasional firecracker inside the house, just because it was fun, or to scare somebody,
That's
or play
great.
tricks. And
That is so great. So they were really fun people.
oh, so fun, so funny, so kind. She was the kind of person that always cooked like 1.5 times the amount of dinner she needed in case someone dropped by, and people
my
dropped
house.
by.
Not in my house. No.
My father claims he still has fork marks from trying to get to the
They
meat.
probably. I'm trying to think of the age.
Yeah.
Your big daddy would be how old now? Do you think?
He born 1914, so
Oh,
coming
they
up-
were kids. Okay, so they were kids of the
110.
Depression too.
Oh,
so they were
yeah.
Depression kids. See, I was. Now I'm wondering about the excuse.
Yeah.
Because it was like mom was a child of the Depression. That's why she would make just enough food.
Well, you
just
see-
enough food.
He was sort of an outlier there because during the Depression, his family owned a store.
Okay.
So they
All right,
had
so
food
had
and they grew
abundanza.
vegetables. I mean, I'm sure they weren't living on his steak and caviar, but
Right.
they had food to eat, and they also as I said, his easy payment plans went back to when his mom owned a store because she didn't want people to go hungry. So she would help them out. They also
the way it was. The way
Yeah.
it was when people didn't
Cared.
yell at each other, they cared about each other.
And he also, it's so great, before he was 16, he was driving a truck in DC delivering coal and delivering ice. And it's such a different mindset. When he, post-stroke, he was still, one of the great things is his stroke, it made him physically unable to walk, but it didn't affect his mind at all. And that I'll take any day of the week. I could ask him when he was in his chair and he was 82 years old, what's the best way to drive to an address in DC? And he remembered it because he climbed those streets in his Model A Ford or whatever truck so many times in the 1930s.
Right.
He had the streets memorized. It was just brilliant. And I miss that. I miss him so much.
Well, that sounds like the Easter for kids and adults that had to be spectacular. Mine, not so much.
Well, you found the golden egg.
Because that was a Saturday, and that would Sunday was.
So
always,
the hunt was on
Oh
Saturday.
yeah. Easter Saturday was was when they did.
We're
it.
a Sunday family.
and a lot of people do the hunt on a Saturday weekend, and
the
Easter
Easter-
weekend.
the,
The Easter egg roll in DC is on Monday. Easter
It's on Monday, yeah.
That's why-
And if you like the White House Easter egg roll, I also want to recommend the God, I can't think of the old executive office building, Crab Rangoon, is also very good.
I don't get
fumbled it. The White House Easter egg roll and the old executive. It's a Chinese food joke. I know. Hello, friends.
Oh, you tried to make the Easter egg roll into an egg roll joke.
Yes, exactly. You know what?
You are a blabbermouth!
Sometimes they work. Sometimes
This is true.
they don't.
So Sunday, the regular Sunday for many, 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 many years in the O'Mara household consisted of mass and then driving down to see old ladies.
Now
That's what it was. And
Now,
I'm talking
made
it
you
was
miserable.
a drag. It
Yeah.
was a drag. The only thing I ever looked forward to was either before or after, usually before, I think. We would get to go out and have a dinner or a lunch. And that was the fun part because there was never anything provided that I remember when we would go down there. This was not like seeing people that were putting out a spread for you or doing anything. These were just old ladies that wanted to be visited. That's it. It was all for them.
Did they put any effort into being entertaining?
They didn't put effort into really much of anything. They didn't.
Okay.
I mean, I'm telling the truth. I don't remember any real closeness with any of them. They were too old. By the time I was visiting them as a kid.
Did they dote on your father?
No. It just didn't
So they're
happen.
just old.
You got to remember, these are women who were unmarried and inherited wealth
Yeah.
and never worked a day in their lives. So there's really nothing there other than just kind of existing. Yeah. And that's really what. Now, I'm sure in their young days, they did certain things.
Partied, boned.
I don't think so. They're very, very, very Catholic. And the house was kind of a shrine to, there were crosses and crucifixes. And all.
Picture of the Pope
So-
in the dining room.
And on my mother's, my paternal grandmother's family, that's who this was.
Okay.
And they took care of my dad when his mother died when I believe he was 5 or 6 years old. She got back in the day, it was strep throat. She passed away. So he was raised by these women, but they had help. They had people. They had people in the house that helped them. That's the kind of thing. And they, my cousins, some of my cousins would say, and they spent every single nickel they had. They did. They basically didn't do it. And it was...
What would they spend it on? It sounds like you're describing almost like a lifestyle.
Living expenses and
Wow.
and having help to come in and cooks and maids and that type of thing. That's what it was.
God,
The
and so
fun things I can remember.
No inheritance. Yes. Okay.
The fun things I can remember, one of them was riding up and down on the stair lift because they had stair lifts because they couldn't get up and down stairs.
That's fun.
That was fun. I wasn't able. Now, on my father's side.
Mike, we have tape of you on the stair lift.
All right, let's listen. Mike, get off of that, Mike. Get off of that. Now, on the O'Mara side, there was an Aunt Kitty, and she was my father's sister.
And she ran the saloon, right?
She had been a school teacher.
Oh, okay.
And she loved kids, and she was fun and sweet. So nice that in her later years, she actually moved in with us, and we took care of her until her passing.
That's
that was how much my mom loved my father's Aunt Kitty.
Now, I got to ask a question, and I cite the fact that many people that were alive at the time remember that FDR's fireside chats were weekly. And it turns out they weren't weekly. It just seemed that way when they looked back on the time.
Yeah.
Did you go every Sunday to see your aunts? Because
No.
what about like during football season?
No, that didn't matter. That didn't matter at all.
Well, your
I
dad
think
loved
that-
his Giants, right?
He loved his Giants, but we'd probably I don't know. I think he might have worked around the schedule. But my father wasn't. It wasn't the same. I mean,
I guess
family took priority over, but it was not every Sunday, not even close to every Sunday. But I remember Sunday after Sunday, and Easter Sunday was the same way, where we'd go down there, and the only thing that was good about Easter and holidays is that there would be other relatives down there. So I would get a chance to see my cousins, and I would get a chance to see my Uncle Bill Sheehan, who would always usually come up with an envelope that had a dollar in it, and then later a $5 bill in it.
Awesome.
And that was always fantastic. And he had a wandering eye, so he'd sit there and hand you the $5. You never knew what eye to look at. It was always very frustrating.
Would Teddy be there? Because
Teddy
I can
would
imagine
be there. John would be there. Billy would be there.
I can imagine Teddy would be rather fed up with the scenario as well.
Oh, it was and the jokes, and that's how we grew up. That's what we were surrounded by. Old maid aunts. That's what.
Yeah.
And then. For the big holidays, of course, it would be a meal prepared, and there would be a dinner, an Easter dinner that they would have, and that would be a whole day. It would be a whole day, and we'd get into trouble. And it was in the middle of the city of New Haven, so it was an urban.
Was Aunt
location.
Regina there?
Aunt Regina was there. Yep.
Regina, forgive me.
Aunt Regina, not Regina. And the one
Horrible
real
error.
trouble. My cousin Billy and I believe, got hold of a bottle of cold duck, which was the rosé champagne, probably like Prosecco, that type
and
of
it's
stuff.
it's sweet. It's
Sweet,
champagne,
and we
yeah.
drank that, and we got a little buzzed. This is like when we were 13, 14 years old, and we ran down to the corner store, and Billy knocked over a tray of fruit pies, and then stuck his tongue out at the store.
Oh, he did it on purpose?
Well, by accident, I think, but then we ran. We
Oh,
ran and
Billy.
we got away.
Billy.
Billy. And just weird. I mean, just strange things that would happen with
It
Easter.
seems like yesterday, but it also might as well be an eternity ago because it's just not like that anymore.
No, it's not. But I mean, and I'm sure to have a childhood like you had with that, you're very nostalgic.
I am.
For it
I've still
when you
got,
do
because
that.
I have a toe in the nostalgia of my aunts and uncles because I was a big part of it. And that's something I've tried to share with my kids.
Right.
But it's hard to do with four people than as when everyone
it's
gets
not. No,
together.
you could if you really wanted to. You've just lost the mojo. It was what it was a Herculean effort on the part of your grandfather. That's what you should.
Well, no, but
acknowledge.
I have as much family as will come to my house on Christmas every year.
Okay, all right.
And,
but
I mean, and
but
that's
you
a-
don't do the dog and pony show. You don't keep the tradition alive.
No,
You should-
actually, Mike,
you should reinstate it.
We hide the Christmas tree.
Have you ever thought about bringing back a tradition like that? And just bringing
I have, and
Julia's family, and if she marries, and who knows? It's down
Yeah,
the
well,
road.
if we have the participants, I think a lot of our family has splintered, and I mean, not in a bad way. I don't blame them. I've splintered too.
Yeah.
It's too many to get all together. We all get together once a year for the day after Christmas, which is still.
But that's
fantastic.
just so cool, a tradition like that, to have that and to have grown up with that. And, your traditions were fun. My traditions were kind of
Grueling.
obligatory. They really were. I remember, I look at it back, and I also think, and this, I don't want to get too heavy on you here, but I think I became very aware of the hypocrisy of religion.
Yeah.
With Easter being, these people don't go to church. They're just here because it's the chance to put on a nice dress and a hat and go in and celebrate Easter. And then the other thing about Easter that I will tell you, I always thought that it really did symbolize the warmer weather being upon us.
Yeah.
And that's why when you have an Easter on, April 1 or whatever it is, or May 3rd, what is it?
It'll be March 31st.
March 31st, where it's still freezing, that kind of sucked as well, So
Mike, I know that the one thing you had planned for Easter was inviting Louis Gossett Jr. to your house.
I really hadn't planned on it, Rob. Why do you bring that up?
Sadly, this just on the wires. He has passed at age 87.
All right.
So officer and a gentleman and all of that. So I'm sorry that you won't
What
be able
was
to
the alien movie he played in?
V. Wasn't it V?
No.
No?
Yeah. Lou Gossett Jr. played a...
he was great in it. I remember
Remember
that.
where he had the mask?
Yeah, and he talked
And he
with
would
like a lot of spit. Yeah, exactly. But it wasn't V. It was...
Didn't he have like MS or
Enemy
something
Mine.
like that?
Enemy
Mine. That's what it was.
1985. Only 100 years ago.
But if you've everybody's seen Officer and a Gentleman with mayonnaise. Probably created the definitive drill sergeant role. Two of them that I remember that will always stand out will be Full Metal Jacket with Arlie Ermey, who's no longer here, and Lou Gossett Jr. for Officer and a Gentleman. I mean, when he looks at him and goes, "I got nowhere to go." I mean, really, that was the middle of the movie.
And a close third is Frank Sutton as Sergeant Carter.
Sergeant Carter
Pyle.
with Gomer Pyle USMC, which was fantastico. So anyway,
happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter. You've got candy rankings for Easter or Bunny versus Santa versus Tooth Fairy. I have no idea what any of that
Or actually,
means.
Mike, we can do a flip side too.
Well, yeah. I mean, do you want to start now? Do you want
I would like to do
now?
the flip side if that's cool. Yeah,
You got a fat flip side. Take
I
it away.
do.
Play the thing. Play
Well,
Julia. Bring her in. Go
Okay,
ahead.
Julia, where are you, my darling? There you are.
Upside down.
The flip side.
She'll be coming home late tomorrow and leaving early Monday. So I hope to get a chance to see her.
Wonderful.
That'd be great. Mike, a big movie opening this weekend, and I only mention it so we can go to Arnold again. Do you know what movie's opening this weekend?
Is it Terminator 12?
No.
Godzilla.
Godzilla?
Godzilla.
Is he in it?
No, he's not, but I just like hearing him say it.
Godzilla.
Is this the Japanese Godzilla?
Mike, I'm sorry, Mac, you're going to go see it, right?
Yeah, it is not. It's legendary. It's the latest Godzilla King Kong combo against another big monkey. Yay!
What are you hearing about the film?
I haven't heard anything. I'm gonna see it. I'm not gonna like it, and we're gonna move on.
Sounds great.
Aren't you too tired to go see it?
Godzilla.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Also overnight.
Wow, what is he doing to these guys? Rob, I mean, what is he doing to them? I mean, have you ever been happier not to be at Podville?
Mike,
My God.
have you ever seen the scene in Ben-Hur where they're rowing?
Yes,
That's
absolutely. With the big whip, the skinny guy, like the skinny homeless-looking guy that's in there.
Yes. There you go.
Help me, please.
Amazingly and wonderfully, Beyonce dropped her country album overnight.
Okay.
And I have the first cut from it.
You funny boy. You funny boy. That's Slim Whitman.
No, actually, that's Eddie Arnold doing the
Is it Eddie
title.
Arnold?
It's
Oh,
Eddie
yes.
Arnold.
All right. Very
But
good.
anyway, I heard today the first what begs to be the first single, which is Jolene,
Okay.
and she brings exactly nothing to it.
Really? Didn't
Yeah.
improve on it.
No, and they're saying, will this chart on the country charts? Who knows? And they said, Beyonce.
Yeah. Mhm.
Is it a country album? And this is the most self-centered answer you can give. No, it's a Beyonce album.
Oh, God. Okay. All right.
Good luck with that.
Fantastic, Diva.
So let's go with someone I like much better, Reba McEntire.
I don't.
And you don't like her?
No.
Why not?
I just
She's
don't
got
like
a
her
nice-
music.
Well, I mean, I like her as a person. I'm not listening to her
She seems
music.
very nice, okay? She seems very nice.
You know what? Her sitcom is agreeable, Reba.
Agreeable. What an incredible rave that is, Rob. It is agreeable.
I named the sitcom. They said, what should we call it? I said, call it Reba. But
Reba.
this goes back. So what did this be? This would be, wow, This would be 42 years ago. In 1982, Reba was young and getting started, and they're asking her about stuff she can cook. And she brings up something called lamb fries. You know them as Rocky Mountain oysters.
Okay.
Most people know them as bull or lamb testicles.
Yum.
But she's on TV, and she doesn't really want to reveal what it is. And I found her laughter quite cute in this.
My specialty is mountain oysters, and then I cook baked beans real well.
What is mountain oysters?
That's lamb fries.
Lamb fries. I don't know what that is either.
You're Charlie laughing in there.
I hear him in the control room laughing.
I'll tell you later.
It's just a food.
Am I blushing?
If you can't tell me what it is, give me the recipe. What do you do with them?
Well, I slice them up real thin, kind of look like fish.
Do you, when you serve these to guests, do you tell them what they are?
No, we tell them it's fish.
She's serving balls.
Balls. I like that announcer. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. What is it? It's just a food.
Yeah, it's like tell me what these are. Okay. Or maybe it doesn't work.
Tell me what these are.
It looks
Lamb testicles. Lamb testicles.
It's like fish.
That's been open the whole show.
Has it?
Microphone? I think so. Yeah, it probably didn't sound that good.
No, I didn't notice it.
Okay.
Good news, Mike, to Pennsylvanians, and especially those in Punxsutawney.
Okay.
Punxsutawney,
I heard about this yesterday.
As you know, Phil has a wife.
Mm-hmm.
Punxsutawney Phil has a wife named Phyllis. And this is so great that these guys are actually getting some media attention outside the 10 minutes they get every February 2nd. Punxsutawney Phil is a papa.
Punxsutawney Phil has had his first children. When we came in to feed...
Punxsutawney Phil has had his first children.
Is that grammatically... What is that syntax?
No.
I mean, that is so fucking mangled that it's like... Punxsutawney Phil has had its at first thing children when?
And also know that this idiot is wearing the top hat, but like a black sports shirt that says like Punxsutawney Phil.
Can't you just say Punxsutawney Phil has fathered a child?
Exactly. Let's go back to this dummy. Okay, go ahead. Go.
Punxsutawney Phil has had his first children. When we came in to feed Phil, to give him his fresh fruits and vegetables, the handler noticed a couple little brown ones underneath Phyllis. Him and Phyllis did not let us know that they were expecting. It was a total surprise for everybody involved.
Fat. I can tell that guy's fat from here. That guy's like a 250. I can tell that right
and
now.
You know what? What his shirt said on the back is bad wiping skills.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, like a beard that's too long, right?
Are you
Untrimmed.
watching the video?
Oh, I'm sure. And it was like, Punxsutawney Phil has had his first children.
Mike, if I were to play you an Easter parody record, would you like one that is classic rock or one that is hair metal or both?
Whatever it is, Rob, I fully expect to, have my ordnance standing by.
Excellent. Let's start with the one that's hair metal, as we song called You're the Easter Bunny. You are the Easter Bunny.
You're the Easter Bunny. Ooh, your chocolate I love. You're the Easter Bunny. I'm gobbling all up.
You went about twice as long as I thought you'd go.
That's
with
because I had a misfire on my other one. Let me see if this one's working. Hold on. No, it doesn't appear to be. So
Sad.
Anyway, all right, go ahead.
Hey, Mike, did you hear that Punxsutawney Phil
Has had a children?
Has had a children? Yeah. All right. I think you're going to like this better because you worked at a classic rock station, right?
Yeah, the last radio station that I went to, that I drove to in my car. The Edge. 105.9 The Edge. We play 11 songs over and fucking over again.
I think you'll like this parody record, Mike.
He's got eggs. He knows how to hide them.
That's funny.
It is. All the kids.
And now it's boring.
Oh, I'm sorry. ZZ Top, as the British say.
That is really like that. That's the kind where it's like I could yell at you and go, "Hey, Rob!" Wait a minute. Let me do it this way. I'm sorry. I'm doing theater of the mind here because I'm just bored. Hold on. Wait a minute.
That speaks well of me, but go ahead, take your
No,
time.
that's all right, Rob. Hey, Rob.
Yes, Mike.
I'm out here in the middle of Big Daddy's cornfield.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Was it the green egg, the blue egg, or the thing I'm standing on here appears to be metal?
Yes, the Battle of Chesterbrook.
And then he was gone.
And he's gone. Mike, let us close with this today. There's a comic. His name is Matt Browninger, and he talks about the worst Easter candy, and I tend to agree with him. I've always found them disgusting.
I don't think anyone knows when Easter is. You know what I mean? Mom's like, come back for Easter. Like, when the hell is Easter? Like, the only thing that makes me realize that Easter comes along is that the Cadbury cream egg rears its ugly head yet again. Like, I don't know if you guys like those, but they had a Cadbury cream egg eating competition.
Oh!
Yeah. The winner, the guy that took the belt, he ate it was amazing. He got through half of one. Those things are disgusting. That's the worst thing you can have in your mouth besides a hobo's thumb. It's so gross.
A hobo.
Mike,
hobo's thumb.
I hope that you find the hobo's thumb this year.
Wow, that's scary. Hey, thank you for a week of shows. Mac, good work. I know you worked your butt off between the move and coming in and helping us out. Rob Spiewak, thanks for stepping up this week. Oscar, good luck with the move. I hope you wrap things up, and hopefully we'll see you on Monday. Rob and I will be here with bells on, Easter bells, as a matter of fact, the fabulous Easter bell. Rob's holding it right there. So have a great weekend. Happy Easter, everybody, and we'll see you Monday. So long, everybody.
Ciao, ciao.
Thanks for listening to our TMOS bonus show. If you're hearing me right now, you are the backbone of TMOS Nation, and we love you for it. Remember, you can also grab the bonus show on Apple Podcasts, just one click on your phone, and you get the content. Nice. So, no matter how you got it, thanks for getting it. We appreciate you.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
At what time did Mr. O'Mara's review come in last night?
Oh, he didn't come in here at all. We're all on computers now. You see, O'Mara wrote his reviews on his home computer and then sent it in here by modems over the telephone.
Oh, my goodness, how modern.
What do I do? So what do you want me to do, drop my pants and fire a rocket?
That's the kind of comedy we specialize in. Clean, unfunny humor. That's the kind of comedy we specialize in. Clean, unfunny humor.